Don't gamble your life savings. Think you're saving money by skipping a buyer's agent. That one decision could cost you your entire life savings. I'm Milli Cannata, broker associate with Vanguard Properties. Let me walk you through the California Residential Purchase Agreement. Because when you're dealing with one of the most expensive purchases of your life, guesswork isn't good enough. The offer. This is where the buyer formally states the price and terms they're willing to buy the property under. It includes the legal names of buyer and seller, property address, APN, and offer amount. A typo or error in this section can void the entire contract. It might seem straightforward, but this is where it all starts. Your agent ensures the legal accuracy here and aligns your offer to market comps, seller expectations, and strategic terms that win in competitive markets. Finance terms. This details how the buyer will fund the purchase, down payment, financing amount, loan type, and whether the loan is contingent on approval. If your financing isn't properly structured, you could lose your deposit or get locked into a deal you can't close. A good agent doesn't just write numbers. They collaborate with lenders, adjust terms to match approval timelines, and write clean offers that protect your interests. Closing and possession specifies the escrow timeline, usually 21 to 30 days, and whether possession is granted at close or later. Without clear possession terms, you could end up responsible for a property before you're ready, or without access even after closing. A professional negotiates rentbacks, manages tenant transitions, and ensures keys are exchanged legally and safely. Allocations of costs. Who pays for what? This includes escrow, title, transfer taxes, home warranty, and more. These small fees add up, and sellers may decline your offer over a few $100s if the terms aren't balanced. We know where you can flex and where you shouldn't. Escrow and closing process. This outlines what documents go to escrow and how the funds are held and released. Missing deadlines here can trigger breach of contract. One late delivery equals a lost deal and potentially thousands in damages. We calendar every date and make sure nothing is missed. Without us, you're flying blind through a legal maze. Statutory disclosures. Sellers must provide disclosures including known defects, natural hazard zones, and prior improvements. Disclosure forms don't read themselves. A buyer's agent helps you interpret and investigate beyond the paperwork. You only have a short window to inspect, review, and renegotiate if needed. Without representation, you might miss red flags and your contingency window. Condos and HOAs. HOAs can have surprise assessments or rules that affect property value and enjoyment. Many buyers overlook this. We help you review CC&Rs, budgets, and policies so you're not blindsided after closing. Items included or excluded. You thought the fridge was included? If it's not in writing, it's not yours. And proving intent after closing is almost impossible. We document every item clearly, avoid ambiguity, and protect you from disputes. Property condition. This states that property is sold as is, but you still have rights to inspect. As is doesn't mean everything's fine. It just means the seller won't fix it, unless you negotiate it. A good agent guides your inspections and helps request concessions on safety, code issues, or major repairs. Buyer investigation contingency. Buyers usually get to negotiate how many days they have to inspect and decide whether to move forward. Without guidance, you might miss the window and lose your deposit if you try to back out later. We coordinate inspectors, negotiate extensions if needed, and keep your exit strategies intact if needed. Repairs. Sellers aren't required to fix anything unless agreed upon, but you can request it after inspections. This is where having a savvy agent makes or breaks your deal. We know when to ask, how much, and what sellers are likely to concede. Appraisal contingency. This protects the buyer if the home doesn't appraise at the offered value. Without this contingency, you're agreeing to pay the difference out of pocket if appraisal falls short. We analyze the market, predict appraisal risk, and protect your equity. Loan contingency. This gives you time to lock in your financing, sometimes up to 17 days. No loan equals no deal, which means a lost deposit. And lenders often miss timelines. We work closely with lenders, catch red flags early, and fight for you if a delay threatens your transaction. Time periods. This section sets default deadlines for inspections, funding, and document delivery. The seller can cancel, keep your deposit, and relist. No second chances. We track every deadline so you don't breach contract. That's how we protect your timeline and your earnest money. Final walkthrough. This gives the buyer one last chance to confirm the home's condition before closing. Missing appliances, damaged walls, or junk left behind. If you close, it's now your problem. We ensure this final check protects you and help negotiate holdbacks if needed. Repairs and warranties. This outlines how and by whom repairs must be done, and whether warranties transfer. Often the seller will negotiate on new health and safety issues discovered after you made your offer. A quick patch job by an unlicensed handyman isn't good enough. We ensure proper repairs and paperwork. This is also an opportunity to negotiate a credit or price reduction as well. Prorations and expenses. This accounts for how taxes, rents, and utilities are divided between buyer and seller at close. Incorrect prorations affect return on investment. Missed rent credits, you lose money from day one. We audit settlement statements so you don't pay more than your share. Breach of contract and liquidated damages. If you default on the contract, the seller may keep your deposit, up to 3% of the purchase price. That's $15,000 on a $500,000 home. Buyers who go in alone often don't understand what they're signing and end up paying dearly. We keep you compliant, ensure contingencies are lifted only when safe, and shield you from losing your life savings. Dispute resolution. This specifies whether you agree to mediation or arbitration before going to court. Arbitration means you may waive your right to sue. We explain what you're signing, or refer you to counsel if needed. Signatures, agency, and addenda. This finalizes the deal. These sections outline who is representing whom, commission agreements, and any counteroffers. People often think skipping an agent saves them money. Reality: the listing agent already negotiated commission, and their job is to protect the seller, not you. A buyer's agent works for you, ensuring your offer is strategic, your liability is managed, and your money is protected. Addenda and local advisories. From flood zones to rent control, these are legal notices that affect your rights. You may never even receive these documents, and ignorance won't protect you after closing. We include, review, and explain all the necessary addenda to keep you informed and empowered. Don't risk your future on a DIY deal. I'm Milli Cannata, broker associate with Vanguard Properties. I specialize in protecting buyers like you from costly mistakes and making sure you own your dreams. Follow for more insider real estate strategies.